Well, there you go, everybody. What's going on? HB is here. Harold Branch the Third here to participate, contribute to lead a discussion, a conversation with you all and my amazing co-host on Nightly Decompression. And what we do here on a nightly basis is just give strategies, ways, hold the conversation so that we can relax, so that we can decompress, so that we can shake off the energy of the day. Rashonda. How you doing? Did I pronounce that right, Rashonda? Put it in the message if I got that right. I've been wanting to say that properly. Um, and so, but that's why we're here. That's why we're here to enjoy each other and to lighten things up. Good evening, Miss Anna. Good to see you. Hey, Maxine. Good to see you as well. Brother Bob. Love, peace, and hair grease, my friend. Absolutely. It's so family, and that's what we're here for. If you're like me, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy, intense day. It's been a very intense week. So I enjoy you all. I need you all. Hey, beautiful. Good to see you, Mom. I enjoy you all. I need this connection as well. I need to engage, and you all remind me of the greatness, of the goodness, of the beauty that's out here in the game, and I appreciate you all for that. You let me know everybody are not jerks, even though sometimes it could feel that way on social media. And so once again, I'm grateful to you. So know that I know many of you thank me and Dr. Angela for being here and for having these conversations with you. I want you to know that I thank you and I appreciate you for giving us a platform to share, letting us know that people actually care about the stuff we care about. Because it's really easy to think we're the only ones. It really is. Hey, cuz, good to see you. Good to see you, cuz. Miss B, good to see you. Diane, miss you as well. Much love. And we got people from all over the place. Minnesota, Anna's out there. My girl is in Jersey. I'm not sure if Tootsie is in Chicago or Arizona right now. Diane is probably in Colorado or Arizona. We don't know because she travels. So we got people from all over the nation here. Let me go ahead and bring in my co-host, absolutely amazing person, Dr. Angela Kenzslowe, who is a psychologist, trained and licensed here in the state of Arizona, works with our military, but is a veteran herself. She is next level and absolutely amazing in trauma, which is her focus, and all that good stuff. So let me go ahead and bring in the one, the only, Dr. Kenzslowe in the house.
Mr. Branch. Oh, sorry. Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Happy Friday.
Good. Happy Friday to you as well. You being here, having this conversation with you. You already know you're one of my favorite people in the game. Every time I connect with you for decades, it's always been sunshine. It's always been just joy and happiness, just beautiful energy consistently. Family, when people say that you have to argue, you don't have to argue. That doesn't have to be a big part of friendships or relationships, fighting all the time, arguing all the time. I got friends like Dr. Angela, we disagree, but I can't remember an argument. You know what I mean? And we've never been mad at each other, things like that. And
Uh-oh, you froze. All right, so I don't know if I can only not see HB or if he is frozen with everybody else or if I'm only the one frozen. I'm going to check on my Facebook to see if it's just me not seeing what's going on.
Well, there you go, everybody. What's going on? HB is here. Harold Branch the Third here to participate, contribute to.
It's just me. Okay, so it is not just me. I can see it here. So today is our wrap up. We were going to talk about what we've talked about for this week. So yesterday we had a phenomenal person come on, and he's out of, I believe, Pennsylvania. He's HB's personal trainer, Mr. I want to say Carlos Williams. If I got that wrong, don't get mad at me, but we will put the link for him in the comments tonight. If you did not watch last night's Decompression, oh my gosh, you have to watch it. He was just dropping so much knowledge, so much good information. And I'm a psychologist, right? And I focus on trauma. And he even got me to thinking, because he started to talk about how when we gain weight and our body thinks of that fat as being more of a protective measure. And so when we go through traumatic things, and we go through how I already would conceptualize when we go through stressful things, then our body would put on weight. But how he was explaining it, it just made more sense. And it's something that now I am definitely going to start researching more and be able to incorporate that into my own practice when talking about trauma and weight gain. Because I spoke about it more about when we looked at cortisol and all these things that help us to gain weight, but I never really looked at it as it's a protective factor. So definitely go back, watch that nightly Decompression, because it was amazing. The night before that, we had HB's amazing and beautiful cousin. And if you didn't see that on Wednesday, go back and take a look at that. But on this Sunday at 5 o'clock, she is going to do a complimentary course, virtual, online, when it comes to yoga. And I don't know if it's yoga nidra or yoga nedra, but what it is, at least the way she explained it, is it really helps us get down into that delta and theta sleep, that delta theta wave, so that we're able to get restful sleep. She said just 35 minutes of yoga nidra, don't shoot the messenger, but just 35 minutes would give us the restfulness of 4 hours. So again, she's offering her services at no cost this Sunday at 5 o'clock. So go back to Wednesday's nightly Decompression, so then that way you can get her website. Unfortunately, I don't have it written down here with me, so I do apologize for that. On Tuesday, I believe it was Tuesday, we had Mr. Mel Robb, who is phenomenal with everything that he does. He's a SAG actor, he speaks, he's getting his second MBA, and on top of that, he is one of HB's great friends, and he helped us with being able to decompress when it comes to music. And so we got to listen to some different music. We got to just kind of let our hair down a little bit. He would play a little bit. Facebook, of course, would not allow too much, so he was very mindful of that, very professional. And it was just such a pleasure to be able to talk about how music has impacted us. Let's see, anything in the Carlos Williams. Thank you, Diane. Thank you so much. Let's see. Aisha says, great work, HB. Thank you for what you all are doing for our community. Brea Wallace, not you. Bob Walston, HB Frozen. Okay, got it. Okay, thanks. You guys were actually talking to me, and I didn't even think to look over at the comments that I have access to that now. He froze. All right. Okay. So if you can post in the comments, what are some things that have been your takeaways for this week? What are some things that stuck out for you, whether it was talking about fitness and how you can be a vegan and still be able to bench press 400 pounds? Or, was it about, hey, how do we get that restful relaxation time by using yoga nidra? Let's see, Drea says, Monday and Tuesday, it was great to get to know more about, oh, that's right, I forgot, we did interviews. Oh, hey, HB, hi.
Man, so I'm in the middle. I don't know if you told them what's going on outside my house.
Oh, no, I didn't. HB,
yeah.
Monsoon, trees are blowing down.
The backyard is
carrying the computer out there. So what is it looking like?
It all happened right before we came on. So it was no rain, and then we just heard some serious thunder. My son ran out the room, and then everything. So the wind, and it's wild outside, but it's cool. But it affected my internet, so my apologies for that.
What's our word? What's our word?
Grace.
Grace.
Thank you for your grace, everyone.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
So I spoke about what we spoke about yesterday, Wednesday, and then I forgot. And thank you so much, Drea. I forgot we interviewed each other.
We did. That was fun. I think all week.
Yeah, so we interviewed one another. I have to be honest. Monday was my interview where you interviewed me. And then I was like, ooh, I told a lot. Do I really want to go out there like that? Because the information that I've shared like in a book, I've shared in articles, but you have to really search for that information. But here you put in a quick Google, Angela Kenzslowe, Dr. Kenzslowe, Kenzslowe, and a whole bunch of stuff pops up, including these lives. But to be true and authentic, I'm going to say just leave it there. And it was so wonderful.
I didn't know. I appreciate that. And we feel like it was really great to get. How did it feel doing the interview, sharing the way that you did? Because I know we don't get to do that, not to that level.
Yeah. No, sharing, I'm very open. It's just that as a psychologist, when we have patients who we work with, we really want to be a slate. And so we don't do a lot of self-disclosure with our patients because it's not about us, it's about them. And so I had to really think through that. And that's why I said that the information's out there, but it's something you have to really search for.
Right.
Compared to now, we're a Google society, right? If you're looking for someone you want to work with, you're going to Google them. And so I try to be mindful then of what can be found by a patient who's doing a superficial search. Rather than a deep search, because you can find all kinds of stuff about everybody.
And I definitely wasn't questioning you. Yeah. I totally understand that. I was wondering, how did it feel outside of that?
Oh,
how did it feel? Yeah, sharing with your people after 7 weeks.
It felt good. It felt nice. Yeah, it felt good.
Good.
I think it's good, just like you and I spoke about HB. I think it's good in that folks know who's coming into their home, who's coming into their office, who's coming into their car, who's going on a walk with them if you're walking down with headbuds listening. So I think that was good.
Good.
What about you?
Good. I enjoyed it, right? I enjoy sharing, and I'm always putting my business in the street. I don't know how to stop talking. So, everybody know all my business anyway, but it is, putting it the way that we put it, and the questions that you asked about my life at different stages, that was unique. And I always want to make sure people are honored, that I love and that I care about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And reality of the game is there are some things that probably was imperfect in our lives, and beautiful people did imperfect things, including myself. But you don't want people, it's a part of the story, but you don't want a grudge, and you don't hold a grudge, and you don't want people to. So it could be, you know what I mean? It could be a little strange sharing the whole story, which is something that I've been experiencing writing my memoir. I'm about 70% done, and I plan on having it totally done by the end of the year. And, telling the story, it's some painful parts of it. And now trying to give the whole picture, so there are literally no villains in the story, even though so many terrible things have happened in the story. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I will tell you, the book that I co-wrote, in that chapter, I share a lot of my story, and I share a lot about, essentially it's about being brown in a black and white world. That's kind of where I was coming from.
Okay.
And I was so happy about what I had written, and I thought it was insightful, and I thought it was thoughtful, and I thought it was touching, and I thought it was elevating. And my mother read it because I wanted her to. I was like, "Hey, Mom, you got to read this." I sent it to her,
right?
And she read it a little differently than what my heart intent was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think what it does is, you know, we're writing from, hey, this is my lived experience. This is what happened when I was a kid. You know, my dad died right after I turned 5 years old, which pushed my
Right.
mom into single motherhood, right?
Yeah.
And so this
Yeah.
was the card she was dealt. That was her experience. And I believe, you know, there might be some guilt there, but it's just
Yeah.
my experience. And it's how I have become who I am.
Right.
And so I hope that my son, I hope that Quattro and Ella, you know, as they tell their stories, and as Tynan, my son, tells his story, that, you know, whatever I did that wasn't the best and that was the best, it's okay. You can tell it.
Yeah.
You can tell it.
Yeah.
That's your lived experience.
I totally agree. You know what I mean? It's our lives and the way we interpret and take in the world. It's our story. It's up to us to share it, and we should be allowed to, in a way that once again doesn't villainize, unless there's some legit villains, right? And that you want to be offended and you want to know that I think you're a villain. But doing my best to tell my story and not to tell somebody else's is tough.
It is.
You know what I mean? So I'm telling my story, but I don't want to tell a family member's story because that's their story to tell. And so trying to decide how much and what not to share is a big deal. But honestly, being totally transparent, that's how I've been able to justify so much that I've gone through. Is that all my pain, all of the tragedy, all of the trauma, once it happens to me, it's mine. It doesn't get to own me. I own it. It's my experience. I get to grow from it. I get to be strong from it. I get to use it. If I want to talk about my mom and growing up as a child without a mom, I get to talk about that. It's mine. I get to tell the story. If I want to write a book and make $1 million from that story, it's mine. Can't nobody tell me how to experience that. And I had to be in that place because owning the story has allowed me to share it to other people who needed to hear it and who got better and grew from it. And that's how I justify all of the crazy stuff and the intense stuff I've gone through, because it's helped other people grow through their scenario.
Yeah.
But if I listen to other people who don't believe in sharing anything, I come from Chicago. We don't talk. We don't talk. We don't tell nothing. If when my uncle was leaving and said, hey, you want to come? You want to get out the house? Because I know you stuck in the house. My granddad used to keep me pretty locked in the crib, my auntie. And I would say, yeah, where we going? Don't ask me no questions. Do you want to go or not? Like, you just don't ask. So it's always weird for me when I'm around people and they ask really personal questions, because I was raised, you don't ask certain questions unless we're in that particular space right in that moment of sharing.
Yeah, and that's been similar experience for me. She's deceased now. I had a great aunt, and I had some questions for her about her family of origin because she was my grandfather's sister. And I had some questions because our last name, Kenzslowe, which is my dad's last name, it changed a few generations back. Since this time of asking questions, I've been able to go back through and look through the census and see when it changed. But when I asked questions, she says, now keep in mind, she was a teacher who was one of the first Black teachers to integrate schools in Philadelphia, in Mount Airy.
Okay.
So she said, we don't talk about that.
Oh, well.
And that was that. That was that.
Shut down.
No questions, because I have no answers for you. So a lot of our family history died because you don't ask questions.
You know what? And I think this is a great, I'm sorry, my bad.
No, I'm saying, and then we don't get to tell the story because we don't learn it.
This is a great place for us to wrap up tonight with the lesson of talk.
Yeah.
As a community, we got a bad problem. We got a horrible problem not talking about things.
And to hear what the other person is saying, not what you believe they are saying. Start to become intentional with becoming comfortable with uncomfortable conversations, because that's all it is an uncomfortable conversation. And I promise you that just like HB and I, we can disagree, and I mean, we can disagree. And that doesn't mean that he's bad or I'm bad. We just disagree.
And her disagreement don't make me dislike her. We just don't, we may find ourselves on the opposite side of a debate, is how I like to say it. But like, that's it. That's just in that game. You know what I mean? That's like we sitting up playing Mortal Kombat together. I don't really want to snatch your spine out. But in the game, it's going to happen. Probably not a really nightly decompressed visual. My bad. I went video game. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Family, be willing to talk. Be willing to have the conversations. And this may be something that we continue on next week. But be willing to have, especially with your family. That's my big thing. Everybody doesn't deserve to know what's going on in your head. Everybody doesn't deserve to know your thoughts. Your thoughts are yours. Share them as you see fit. But with your family, when it's family stuff, don't hold on to it because it's embarrassing, because nobody wants to talk about that uncle that you can't leave the kids around, that went to jail for that weird thing. Y'all better talk about this stuff if we going to have any strength in our household to deal with any of the drama in the world. We can't fix the stuff in the world. It needs to be fixed, but we got to fix home too and be willing to confront some demons and some dragons, because they don't die. They will come out when you least expect them.
And before you fully wrap up, can I do a plug for the 3 Psych Docs this this Sunday, live, 12:30, 3 Psych Docs. We are going to be speaking on mindset and money. So mindset and money, you're going to be able to ask us questions. We'll answer. 12:30 Facebook Live. You can go onto my Facebook. You can go onto Dr. Michelle Melton's Facebook or Dr. Evelyn Burrell's, or you can also go to 3 Psych Docs on YouTube.
Wonderful. And remember, on Sunday, we got the Yoga Nidra going on as well. Go back to our page from the other day, our post from 2 days ago, Wednesday. Check that out. All the information is there. I'll be reposting about that as well. Okay. So Ray, I see you. I'm gonna post it in the comments as soon as I grab it. Okay, brother. So hey, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. You all are warriors. You invigorate me. You really do. You're so phenomenal, and you fight the good fight. And we gotta keep fighting this good fight, the fight of love, the fight of truth, the fight of honor, the fight of equality. And that fight can only happen if we also heal. Warriors also know how to heal, so make sure that you're working on that as well. We love you. Look forward to seeing you Monday for a nightly and sorry everybody, and for us to stay in contact and to give more and more information, we're actually going to start a nightly decompression group on Facebook. So please, everybody join. We want that. Nothing but positivity, just an extension of what's happening here. We're going to do a Facebook group. I'll put that together this weekend, start inviting folks. Please join the group, pay attention to the page so you can see that the group is up, and we want you to join so we could continue to put information there, new tips, new strategies, maybe other videos throughout the week we want to throw on there, articles, whatever the case, whatever the case may be. Okay, that's it. We're out. We love you. You're amazing and awesome.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
Peace.